DreamWorks Pictures embarks on an animated high-seas adventure in Sinbad, Legend of the Seven Seas.
Let's get rich!
Starring Brad Pitt as Sinbad, the cavalier master thief whose daring has no limits. Joining in on the adventure, Academy Award winner Catherine Zeta-Jones as the spirited and feisty Marina.
How nice to see some men haven't forgotten a little chivalry.
Three-time Oscar nominee Michelle Pfeiffer as Eris, the goddess of chaos.
This is going to be fun.
Joseph Fiennes as Sinbad's noble and trusted friend Proteus.
Let's go!
And Dennis Haysbert as Sinbad's loyal first mate, Cale.
I thought you overworked it just a bit.
Who's bad? Sinbad.
Pretty cool, huh?
Sinbad is one of those greatest stories ever told. There's Tarzan, Aladdin, and Sinbad's story's never been tackled in animation, and it's got such a rich mythology about it.
We are both true to the Arabian Nights' 7 stories of Sinbad, and yet we also take from other mythologies to tell a story that takes Sinbad, that fabulous adventure character, and put him in the 21st century for a contemporary audience.
Our Sinbad is the story of a rogue, you know, of a bad guy, and he's a thief, and he's a pirate, and he's selfish.
You're just gonna run away? Yeah.
I think he's charming. He's swashbuckling and exciting.
Brad Pitt, who I just think is one of the really great leading men of our time, just so much charisma and such a great wit and sense of humor.
Oh, now I'm doing sound effects.
And I think this movie has captured, you know, really that incredible, unique, and wonderful essence of Brad and this character of Sinbad.
The world's most valuable object is on its way to Syracuse. Shame it'll never get there.
Brad's very charming, he's very funny, he's witty, he's sort of the guy you want to go on a road trip with. He's fun to be around, and that's what we wanted from Sinbad.
We're heading for Fiji. This will be the first time I've done an animated film, and it's very fun, and the hours are much more civil than a live action. Jump! You know, just, you know, it's a different vibe. Hang on! Ah! Oh! Ow!
To get a first-hand reference for the character, Sinbad's lead animators were on hand to get an inside look at the actor at work.
It's just fun to look at Brad as he gives the lines that you were going to animate eventually. So I sat there and did little thumbnails, little sketches of, you know, wow, we could do this, and oh, he did that with his hand there, and...
I literally cannot wait to see this animated.
Catherine Zeta-Jones blew us away. She was the first voice cast for this picture, and we really worked on the whole character, language, dialogue, and design of Marina, given how fortunate we were to get Catherine as the casting. She brings a maturity to the voice, a playfulness to the voice, a sexiness to the voice. Marina is somebody who can trade one-liners with him and also keep up with him on the very, very physical adventures these two go on.
Wait!
And during the session, I got inspired by the way she acted. We tried to capture a little bit of her face as well, and especially the eyes.
Don't you dare for a second think you can talk me out of it. And don't tell me the realm of chaos is no place for a woman. I never realized that the voice came first and the animation came second. I thought you would, like, dub to what they, you know, they animated, and all the different nuances that you create just by your voice speaking. It's amazing how the animators, you know, put them all into the animation. I'm here to make sure you get the Book of Peace. Or bring back your dead body if you fail.
All the crew, they seem to fall for a bit.
It's Marina! We thought you were gone forever.
Sinbad has a little bit of a problem with that.
Knife, please.
Oh, yeah. Like, I'd give you a weapon. Sinbad's got a bit of an ego.
You egotistical.
You spoiled.
Disrespectful.
Deluded.
Pretentious.
At least I'm not repressed.
Repressed? I'll show you repressed.
Sometimes that ego gets in the way. She got Cale there, kind of as the right-hand man to keep him on the straight and narrow. I'm only doing this for the money.
Right. Kale is kind of like Sinbad's conscience. He's your friend.
Listen to you. You sound like my mother.
And kind of the spiritual leader of the crew. And he keeps them in line.
We heard in Dennis this sort of noble big brother voice.
All right, men, you heard the captain. Find logs and be quick about it.
And we actually added a lot of moments for Kale in the picture that were not there before we began to hear what Dennis brought to the character.
Got it! I think what it is for an actor is that you have no inhibitions, you know, because it's all about the voice. So it really is kind of liberating.
No adventure would be complete without a strong-willed, seductive, manipulative, and fun-loving villain.
And you are?
Eris, the goddess of discord.
Eris, the goddess of chaos. Yeah, she's trouble. She's nice looking, but she's trouble.
Michelle Pfeiffer brings a sexy, fun voice. She does have a very dark tone in her delivery for Eris, which helped out a lot. And it was great to look at her facial expressions, how she was acting out certain lines of dialogue. That, of course, helped a lot with animating her.
When DreamWorks approached me, all they said was the goddess of chaos, and I said yes. It just sounded like so much fun. Like it? Huh. I'm planning on doing the whole world this way.
Michelle came in and gave so much body to this character, so much of her ability as an actress really comes through in her voice.
Just look at them. I pull one tiny thread and their whole world unravels into chaos. Glorious chaos.
Ultimately, what she's after is world chaos, and she's using Sinbad to steal the Book of Peace.
Steal the book for ransom, and you'll be rich enough to lounge on an island beach. Steal the book for me, and you can buy the beach.
I think that starts out as a game, and she's pretty sure what the end result will be because she is convinced that man is just weak. And Sinbad proves her wrong, and that is frustrating and irritating at the same time, makes it all the more exciting for her.
Very early on, we talked about Eris being sort of the product of her own thought, meaning that she could think about something and become that thing. She can think about moving someplace and she's just there. She morphs, she twists, she changes shapes.
Eris was the most challenging character in the movie.
Who's there?
Because just for the design of her, she appears and reappears, and so much of her was discovered in the animation.
The Eris effects by nature are almost like silk underwater or cream in coffee. It's unlike anything that has been done in a traditionally animated film before. She's just as much of an effect as she is a character.
Make yourself at home.
It was really fun doing the morphing. There was no boundaries to, once I got her into the morphing kind of section, there was no model sheets. It's just having fun. It's just pure animation.
No mortal has ever made it to Tartarus before.
Alive, that is.
You still fight like an old lady.
Sinbad?
Proteus is played by Joseph Fiennes, and that's his best friend from the early days. But they come from different sides of the track, Proteus being royalty, Sinbad being a bit of riffraff. So they end up going their separate ways.
What happened to you? Where have you been?
Hey, love to stop and catch up, but I've got things to do.
You can't be serious. You disappear for 10 years, show up and rob me?
Actually see the actor perform as well in front of the microphone. Pick any hint of mannerisms or squint of an eye that you can actually use as well in the animation. So of course it's great to be there to see that.
I mean, Proteus is cut like this, V-shape, noble, great sort of swagger. Incredible. He's sort of a fantasy for a guy.
If you want the book, you have to go through me.
The retelling of the Sinbad legend wouldn't be complete without seductive, mythological sirens.
Come and get it, ladies.
Sirens are the mythological women who sing songs to entrance the sailors so that they may crash on the rocks and drown with the girls.
I saw her first.
The sirens in our film, we really wanted to make them feel unearthly and based purely from water. So we did a lot of development to take animated female figures, but then turn them into like a living fountain, so that when they rise out of the water, they splash like a wave, float in the air, and then disappear into a million drops of vapor when they try to sweep the men off the deck of the ship.
We studied rhythm gymnastics, ballet, modern dance, some underwater photography to kind of see the flow of cloth underwater. So we could make them more predator-like or sometimes reptilian-like and very quick moving under the water. And then when they come out, we wanted it to be kind of like suspended, very ethereal, seductive, just to try to mesmerize the sailors.
Right! I love you. Del mare le
Siren sequence, which was done by almost everybody in the department at some point, turned out to be an exceptional sequence.
It was an exciting technical challenge that I think breaks boundaries technically and in visual design. We've got things in this film like the sirens that I don't think anybody's ever seen before.
I don't think you can use the name Sinbad and not think of the monsters in the movie. So we knew right from the start we were going to have these great, big, epic, scary, fun, action-packed set pieces that were filled with monsters like you've never seen before.
Give that guy a raise.
We felt it was necessary for Eris to have something to interact with in her world. And since her world is one of total malevolence, it would have to be something frightening.
Run! Let's go!
I have a little dachshund. She has a huge scorpion monster. That's Eris.
The characters on this film are probably 3 times as complex as any other characters that I've worked on any other films, especially the sea monster character.
What the?
I mean, he's got 8 tentacles, big giant ears that flop around, tons of little suction cups. There's just a lot to deal with.
Go, Spike.
I got you. I got you. Go!
The effects on this movie were at least threefold anything that's ever been done at this studio. We went to the effects crew and we said, okay, we're gonna do 3 movies worth of visual effects, but we're gonna do it in the time we've done 1 movie's worth of effects in the past.
See, you wanna know what directing is like? Just nonstop.
Tim Johnson and Patrick Gilmore jumped at the chance to direct the exhilarating action adventure.
We really do work together. No, really.
No, we just barely ever see each other in the same room.
Hi, my name's Tim. What's your name?
Patrick.
Oh, I love your film.
Literally the first words out of my mouth when I heard about Sinbad was, where do I sign? Because this is the movie I've always wanted to work on, always wanted to make. It's really been a dream.
I think what's wonderful about Tim and Patrick as a combination is that, you know, they have very different backgrounds, and yet both very passionate and good at story and, you know, in love with Sinbad, but also the movie making and animation.
Everybody with a DVD is going to have to hit the slow motion button on all these fights. There's just so much cool action going on.
Tim Johnson came off of Ants, and I think one of the most gifted directors working in animation, and Patrick Gilmore, his partner, and you know, it really takes 2 to pull one of these movies off, because they do still take 3 or 4 years to make.
Yeah, let's get a big exhale. It's just
Got it covered. Monkey see, monkey do. The guys are good about laying out the story for you, and by the time I get in here, they set up the scene for me and let me know what they're after, and I'll get various line readings sometimes that are really good.
Damn Buck. Damn Proteus.
Really?
That was great.
Really?
You think of the great action stories, great action films that have been made, you know, whether it's the Star Wars series or Indiana Jones or even a Gladiator. You know, these are movies that had great themes, great scores to them, memorable. And Harry Gregson Williams has that ability to write that kind of music and has done it for us.
The process on an animation is one has to remember to take a really deep breath at the beginning because it's a long ride. before you can set sail and start scoring, one's got to be on the same page with the filmmakers about what the themes are, what the flavor or the tone of the music is.
This life suits you.
Yeah. I wasn't made for dry land.
Everything the character's going through is coming to life musically, and it's an amazing marriage.
The core of the sound of the music is orchestral, but that's not necessarily to say traditional. But you know, what one needs to feel from the music is a big kick and a rush. You know, the orchestra's a powerful machine to put behind that. So there's a smattering of ethnic instruments to give the whole thing a flavor, but the engine room is the orchestra.
We set out to make a movie that I hope will entertain everybody, because it really is unlike anything they've seen before in it, and that's sort of been the ambition for the DreamWorks animated movies, is to appeal to the adult and the adult in every kid.
Stand by for sushi.
I think Sinbad, you know, follows in those footsteps.
Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right.
You know, I think there are a lot of animated movies made, but there's always something that's special about the stories they choose.
This film is full of imagination and it's just vibrant. It's fantastic animation.
You know, I have nieces and nephews, and I originally wanted to get in, do something for them. What these guys over at DreamWorks went after are films that will relate to everyone, that everyone gets something out of.
After today, we retire to Fiji. Fiji!